say that Jesus is nothing more than a prophet.
Yes.
And they say that Muhammad is the better prophet, right?
Yes, they do.
And that he is the greatest prophet. After all the line of prophet, he is the final one.
Apparently, according to
The
them.
seal of all prophets.
Yes, according to them.
Daniel, do you have a problem with that?
Big
Do
problem.
you believe that Muhammad really is a prophet?
No, I don't.
Why? Go ahead, help us here.
Because as a prophet, you can't have false prophecies and claim it to be from God. And Muhammad had 6 false prophecies according to the hadith.
Okay, are you a Muslim?
Are you a Muslim?
Come front center, come here, let's talk to you.
Come, brother. Come. Don't be scared, bro.
I'm okay.
Okay, you believe
No, we
that
know.
Muhammad is a true prophet, right?
Yes.
And every prophet should have true prophecy. A prophet does prophecy, right?
Yes.
That's one of the functions of a prophet, right? So did Muhammad do a false prophecy or true prophecy? True. Always true.
Can you
Okay,
give us
can
one
you give me
example?
one?
The empire of Roman.
I can't hear you, come forward.
The Roman Empire.
The Roman Empire, that it would defeat the Byzantines in a few years. Did the Romans defeat the Byzantines? The Romans were the Byzantines. It's the Persians. The Persians and the Byzantines. He's got the wrong people to begin with. So the Byzantines, which are the Romans, would be defeated by the Persians in a few years. There's the prophecy. When did that happen? In 630. What happened in 632? No, the Byzantines then defeated the Persians. So the Byzantines defeated the Persians 2 years later. So it's not a good prophecy.
No.
Bingo, give me another one. 0, right? There's no more, right? You can't find any more after that. That's the only one he can find. And we've already proven it's a false prophecy.
Big time.
Now, there is some other prophecy that he should have told you. What are some ones that you have found, Daniel?
Well, this is in your most authentic hadith, yeah? In Sahih Muslim it says, Anas reported that a person asked Allah's messenger as to when the last hour would come. He had in his presence a young boy and his name was Muhammad. Allah's messenger said, if this young boy lives, he may not grow very old till the last hour come upon you. So Muhammad is saying the last hour will come when this little child won't even grow. So let's say the child was 10 years old and then he grows to 100 years old. We're still living. The last hour has not come yet.
Yep.
Unless he lived for 1400 years, the last hour still has not come.
He hasn't.
So that's a false prophecy.
Yes.
So there's a second false prophecy. Now you've not heard about this one, have you? Where do you find this? In Sahih Muslim, book 41, number 7051. So we're going to source everything we say today, because these are coming from his tradition, not from our tradition.
Yes.
We have nothing to do with these sayings.
Nothing at all.
So there's a second false prophecy.
Yes.
Is there another one, Daniel?
Plenty. Another one, Sahih al-Bukhari.
Most
Now,
authentic.
why is Sahih Bukhari important?
Because he's one of the most authentic, actually the most authentic hadith compilers we have. Sahih Muslim and Sahih al-Bukhari.
Now, my Muslim friend, come forward.
Come please.
He doesn't want to talk. He is scared to death
No
about
Muslim,
this.
come forward.
Any other Muslim? Why is it the Muslims are scared to talk
Defend your
about this?
religion. We're giving you Sahih al-Bukhari.
Okay, we've got Sahih Muslim. He's the second most authoritative. He died in, well, we know that he died in 875. And we have Sahih Bukhari, who died in 870. Muhammad died in 632. 240 years later. But he is the best they've got. There's no one better than Sahih Bukhari, right? So what does Sahih Bukhari say?
Well, Sahih Bukhari says, once the Prophet led us into Isha, a prayer, during the last days of his life after finishing it, he said, do you realize the importance of this night? Nobody present on the surface of the earth tonight will be living after the completion of 100 years from this night.
From this night, 100 years, and we are now 1,400 years, 14 times that.
And we're still living.
And we're still here. So there has not been a final coming. Have you noticed the Muslims have all gone away?
Embarrassing.
Why have the Muslims left? We're reading their material. These are their traditions. This is why Muslims need to be careful about the claims they make about Muhammad.
Yes.
If this is your own traditions, the most authoritative hadith by Sahih Bukhari, Sahih Muslim, this is Sahih Bukhari, book 41, number 7053. That's Sahih Muslim, sorry.
This one. Sahih Bukhari, volume 1, book 3, number 116.
So here you have both Muslim and Sahih Bukhari, both of them, the two most authoritative, both saying that these people will still be living when the end of time comes.
Yes.
The end of time has not come. We would not be here today. We would not be on this ladder. You would not be at Speaker's Corner if that were correct.
Yeah, so
which means Muhammad is incorrect.
I wonder why Muslims still follow Muhammad when you clearly see that he prophesied false claims. Why do you still follow him? That's the question we're asking
Now,
today.
there are two things every prophet should do.
Yeah.
One is prophecy. What's the second thing? Miracles. Miracles is the other thing to prove they're a prophet. Otherwise, they're just like you and me, right?
Yeah.
So we have now shown 3 different references. We could go on more.
We've got more, but
For lack of time, we don't want to go on to any of the others.
Yes.
But we have shown in both the greatest of the traditions, Muhammad came up short on prophecy.
Yes, he
He was not a prophet. So was he a miracle worker?
evidence.
Come on, Muslims,
You have
help me
it.
here. Help me do my homework. Did
Tell us.
Muhammad do any miracles?
Do you know them? Do you know miracles?
You know why? Yesterday night,
We don't want to waste your time.
He's going to yell at us but not waste time giving us any answer. And I think that is typical because Muslims do not have an answer for this.
No, they don't.
How can he call himself a prophet if he did no prophecy and the prophecy that he claimed to have made, as we have seen in both Sahih Muslim and Sahih Bukhari, are false prophecies? And secondly, he never did any miracle to prove he's a prophet.
Yes, sir.
Did Jesus do miracles in the Quran?
Yes.
He did.
In the Quran, did he do miracles?
Yes.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, of course he did.
Where in the Quran did he do miracles? Surah 3, Ayah 49. Surah 3, Ayah 46. In Surah 3, Ayah 46, Jesus, Isa, he's known,
Yes.
as a little baby, speaks from the cradle. Now, could you speak from the cradle?
No.
Could anybody here speak from the cradle?
No.
Do you believe Jesus spoke from the cradle?
No.
No, I know he did not. But the Quran suggests he did.
Yes.
It's very clear in the Quran, in Surah 3, Ayah 46, that Isa spoke from the cradle.
Yeah.
Could Muhammad speak from the cradle?
No.
0.
Jesus
So here
was
you can-
over Muhammad. He was exalted above Muhammad, even in the Quran.
okay, so
Now, 3 verses later,
Come closer.
Surah 3, Ayah 49.
What do you want to say?
So what's the difference between both of them?
Sorry?
What's the difference between the two miracles?
The difference between the two miracles.
When he was a baby, right? That's what he said. I'm prophet. Muhammad did it. So what are you trying to get at that?
Trying to figure out, did Muhammad do any miracle?
Oh, he did it.
It's a miracle for a baby to speak from the cradle and say what he did.
He did it. We don't have evidence.
Regarding the evidence that you have.
Where do you have any evidence of Muhammad speaking from the cradle? Show me one verse in the Quran that supports what you just said. Give me a verse. Give me a verse.
So did you hear what we said?
You claim, I've been standing there for 10 minutes, your evidence, yeah, you quoted a lot of things, so can you back it?
We just did.
No, hold
Surah
on,
3,
hold on.
Ayah 46.
Okay, wait.
Your own Quran.
Wait. You're going to give me the chance to speak? You're going to give me the
Go
chance
ahead,
to
what
speak?
you say?
Okay, you just said, you quoted 3 things from the hadith, yeah? Okay. Wait. I heard you loud and clear. Okay, what's your understanding of it? How can you
Come now to the miracles.
Excuse me, come
Can
on,
you please stick with the miracles?
You're quite ignorant.
Here we go.
Ignorant, you're ignorant,
Stick
you're
with the
ignorant,
miracles.
You're ignorant.
Okay, already we looked at already the prophecy. And we saw that Muhammad not did once, but twice, but 3 times false prophecy.
Come back.
Using his own tradition. Now when we get to miracles, he doesn't want to speak about it.
No.
And he
They're
left.
hiding. They're always hiding.
And he
How
left.
could he be a prophet? How could he be the greatest of all prophets? How could he be the seal of all prophets if he did nothing to prove he's a prophet?
Yes.
He's not a prophet, that's why.
Moses could do miracles, could he not?
Yes.
Elijah could do miracles.
Yes.
Every prophet did miracles.
Every prophet of God.
Jesus did miracles.
Yes.
Then why could Muhammad not even do one miracle?
He's a false prophet.
Come on, Muslims!
That's the only prophet.
Wake up!
He's split the book.
Be
He's split the book.
careful who you're calling a prophet.
Split the moon.
He split a moon.
Where did he split the moon?
I'm just asking you. It says that he
Let's
split
look and see where it is. Surah 54, Ayah 1. Let's see if Muhammad split the moon in your Quran.
Are you a Muslim?
You're not a Muslim.
Quoted it though.
Okay, this is Surah 54, Ayah 1. The hour has drawn near, and the moon has been cleft asunder. And if they see a sign, they turn away and say, this is a continuous magic. They denied, past tense, that this happened. Now, when did that take place? This is a future reference to the end of time. When the moon is cleft asunder, then is the end of times. Look at any tafsir. You can go to Baidawi, you can go to Zamakhshari, you can go to Tabari. They all say that this is the future when it's going to happen. It has not yet happened. So where's Muhammad's name there?
He's not even mentioned.
This has nothing to do with Muhammad.
Exposing
When
his
the moon is cleft asunder, then get ready for the end of times.
Yes.
That is yet to happen. We're 1400 years after Muhammad, the moon has still not been cleft asunder. It's still the moon that I know of.
embarrassing.
At least the last time I looked. Okay, let's move on. We still want to know where this prophecy is of Muhammad. Now, for 35 years, we've asked that question. What did Muhammad do to prove he's a prophet? Go on. What are some other problems?
Well, we still have that problem of Sahih al-Bukhari, another narration. Says the Prophet prayed on Isha prayer last days. After finishing it, he again said, this is another narration in same book, Sahih al-Bukhari. He said the end will come before, no, he said the end will come 100 years from this night. Again, he's saying the same thing.
So Al-Bukhari, the most authoritative hadith,
Yes.
he's now reiterating what he said in Sahih Muslim. 100 years later, the end of times would come.
He said nobody will be present on the surface of the earth tonight will be living after the completion of 100 years from this night.
That was 1400 years ago.
We're still here.
14 times that has come and gone.
Yep.
And still we're here.
Yep.
So that's another problem with Muhammad.
Yes, problem
Folks,
after problem.
You see why we do this week after week. Every time we come up with something new. You've not heard this before. You notice the Muslims have not heard this before. Yet
They're good.
everything we do, we quote their traditions. We go to their hadith. This is not made up. We give you the name. We give you the place where you can find this.
Yes.
We go to the Quran. We went to Surah 3, Ayah 46. We went to Surah 3, Ayah 49. Now in verse 49, it says that Jesus, Isa, took some clay, made it into birds, blew on it, and they flew up into the air. Which means he created out of clay some birds. It does say in the Quran afterwards, at the permission of Allah.
Yes.
So Allah gave him permission to do so. Did Allah give Muhammad permission?
No.
Not once.
You know, you're an ex-Muslim. You know that.
You used to be a Muslim. No? Okay.
I'm a specialist.
Oh, you're a specialist.
You're a specialist. All right. Now, can you see why we're bringing this up week after week?
Yes.
You need to be careful who you're following.
Yeah.
Oh, but I love Jesus.
Jesus.
Even the Quran seems to love Jesus.
Yep.
Everyone loves Jesus.
In fact, every Muslim I met loves Jesus.
No one hates Jesus.
What's not to love about Jesus?
That's it.
Yes.
He's
Jesus
so
is
easy to
great.
love.
Yes.
But what Jesus says, he does. When Jesus prophesies, it comes to pass. When he does a miracle, he does it.
He prophesied about his death and resurrection. It happened.
And he did it with the authority of his own voice.
Exactly. He said he would resurrect, and he resurrected. We have historical evidence.
Folks, be careful who you follow. Be careful who you trust. Come back to Jesus. Forget about Muhammad. We've already shown you 2 reasons not to go to Muhammad. He did not do any prophecy, and the ones he did were completely false. He could not do anything to prove he's a prophet. We're still waiting today, 1,400 years later, still asking the same question.
Yes.
What's the purpose of Muhammad? Who is he?
Nothing.
And why should we follow him?
Nothing.
Even the Muslims have now gone. They don't want to defend him.
gone.
Thank God I can defend Jesus Christ. Come on home, folks.
Yeah.
We have one man, one name, one Savior, and his name is Jesus.
Jesus!